Welcome to Elevation Nation with your hosts Sam Panich and Parker Yablon. Elevation Nation is a community focused on bringing together young adults who are elevating themselves and others every day. Each Thursday, we take 15 minutes to talk about what's going on in the real world and touch on all the great things that Elevation Nation is up to.
What's happening, Elevation Nation? Man, it's July 11th, 2026. We are full on in our camp tour right now. What's up, Sam? How we doing?
I'm doing great, Parker. How are you? I'm ready for stop number 2 on the camp tour. I'm excited. It's a crazy month, man. It's a crazy month. But, sometimes we work so hard for these goals, right? Meeting these camps, selling the directors on why they should invest in their people, preparing new content and workshops. It's been months and months in the making. Now it's here, and I have to catch myself, I will admit, of wanting to fast forward through, wanting to be done with it all, wanting to be on the other side and have them all gone successfully. Trying to catch myself to really enjoy the moments, enjoy the journey, enjoy the time we have together, enjoy the people we get to meet, and not think about the next one that we have to get to. So I'm working on that, but it's definitely in the back of my mind a little bit.
Yeah, it's actually a really interesting point. It's like you want to get through it all, but this is what we want to do. This is what we've signed up for. This is what
weird.
we enjoyed. And it's like, when we get to July and we get to that week-long summer break, it's going to be like, we can just hang out. No, this is it, dude. This is where we can go all in, embracing every moment, all the people that we're going to have fun with, elevate with, the different foods we're going to try, the different activities we're going to play with on at the camps. Like, it's just going to be great. Really excited in Elevation Nation. We're going to do our best to capture the journey and share it all with you. Some motivation, some fun, some stupidness along the way, and I think we're really excited for it. So this weekend we'll be at Rolling River Day Camp in Long Island, elevating with them for the second summer in a row, and then next week we're gearing up, we're renting the car, and then we're driving very far. How many miles do you think we're gonna get on the road, Sam?
Hundreds,
maybe 1,000. Who knows?
I don't know. We're going everywhere, man. It's going to be a journey. I'm praying we get a good rental car. We do have, I think you have President's Circle, so hopefully we can get a nice car, right?
Yeah, it's going to be our home for like 4 days.
Literally.
If the beds at the camps and the log cabins don't work out, we can always go to the car. Well, fun fact, do you know the Teslas now, like you can buy an add-on mattress that fits perfectly into the back trunk of a Tesla? It's pretty wild.
And it's self-drive, so you don't even have to do anything. You can just let it roll, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
Well, I came across something that I want to talk with you about because it resonates so much with the work we do at Elevation Nation, and I think it was very timely. I'm sitting in bed last night. I get an email newsletter at the end of every night, and this one was an interesting topic around we are losing our ability to think. And nobody's talking about it. So I'll give you a little background, Sam, and then we can jump into the conversation. You know the guy Cal Newport. He's a famous writer. He wrote Deep Work and Slow Productivity. I think you know those books. I don't know if you've read them, but great guy, Princeton professor. And he basically just put out a warning. The smart guy puts out like a big warning, says, Americans spend decades learning to protect their bodies with diet and exercise, and they're learning to be healthier from a physical standpoint. But now it's time that we need to do the same for our minds. And he's basically saying his argument is our capacity for deep thought right now is eroding. And the cost is economic, cultural, and personal. He says he's done seeding my brain. And the best line he said in his little report that he put out is, what is a TikTok video if not a digital Dorito? a video that we see, we come across, maybe it's not we're putting unhealthy food in our body all the time, but yet we can just scroll. What's worse? He's trying to make the case that maybe even eating a Dorito could be healthier than all the endless scrolling and mindless scrolling that we're doing on social. And then he goes harder on AI, saying that we as humans are letting it stand up for us when human connection feels hard or difficult. And so obviously this is a Princeton professor. This is a big guy in the field of being human and writing about productivity. This matters because this is something that we are deeply passionate about. And so curious, what's your first thought?
He's so right. He's so right. I mean, even with myself, right? I've been using AI in work for Elevation Nation past couple of years. I have become reliant on it for most of my deep thinking. And I still think, Parker, I probably do some more thoughtfulness and deep thinking compared to the majority of the population. And I still feel myself lacking. And I don't know if it's because that skill isn't needed anymore as much because I'm relying on AI, or if I've actually lost that skill altogether with my use of AI. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Idiocracy. It's like a Comedy Central movie. Essentially, in the future, everyone just sits and consumes food and content and becomes stupid. And I hope we're not at that point. I think AI is helping us think in new and different ways, but I certainly think we've become very reliant on it. And it's hard, right? When there's an easier way to do something, why would you choose a harder way? But I think his analogy of taking care of our bodies, there's easier ways to live, yet people push themselves to go to the gym, work out, eat more healthy foods, stay disciplined so that they can live longer. I think there will be a wake-up call. And I think there already are, Parker. People are getting back to some things that maybe help their brains work, whether it's Sudoku or coloring or doing puzzles or knitting, right? We're coming back to some of those things that allow us to get into a flow state again. Maybe that's not deep thinking, but people are making more of a conscious effort to do those things. I think there will be a evolution over time when, just like going to the gym, it's like, did you do your 20 or 30 minutes of brain exercise today? Because AI is going to be doing the rest of our workday for us.
So let's talk about that, because we've talked about this before, that we go to the gym to exercise our muscles, right? We eat healthier foods because we know it will be better for our body. We've always talked about exercising the most important muscle in our brain, with our body, which is our brain. You can go to like a brain gym. So what are the types of ways that you think people can exercise their brain? I wrote about it in my newsletter. We just did it last week. But I'm curious, from your perspective, for people who can't go out and spend 3 days in the middle of nowhere on a lake, hanging with their friends and fully disconnecting from the world, what are some tips that you have for people?
I think for me, find activities that require you to think that don't feel like work, right? For me, I go to the boxing gym to work out because it's fun for me. It's a new sport. I enjoy the workout. When you tell someone to go work out and you make them do an activity that they don't enjoy, they're going to end up quitting. So I think the biggest thing is find those activities that work your brain that actually bring you joy. One for me, Parker, is reading, of course. I love to read new books and talk to them with you, but I also live in one of the greatest cities in the United States with dozens of free museums everywhere to walk in, to read, to learn, to explore, to touch, to feel. And I think that for me is another way that I like to learn and work on my brain, is going to an immersive museum. So try to find those activities that require you to think but don't feel like work, because just like anything in life, if you're told to do it and you don't enjoy it, you're going to quit. It's just inevitable.
It's almost like you got to find the thing that you want to do that you know is not going to be something that you're leading with to make money on, for example, right? Work is something that you're doing. For most of us, it's because it helps us, live the life that we want to live. Hopefully, if you're listening and you've worked and you found your passion through your work, amazing. But I think for me, like writing that newsletter, starting to create more content on social, but doing it because I enjoy it and it's like challenging and it's hard. And now I want to go out and maybe learn different ways. I'm going to take this like master class on how to be better at content creation.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm stimulating my brain in a different way, opposed to just saying, you know what, I'm going to sit on my phone and just scroll and scroll and scroll. Because to be honest with you, we could just sit there and scroll and probably just be like, all right, that's fine. Because everything you're watching is right up your alley.
Well, let me disagree with you a little bit. I think you said, I get to learn or work on my brain doing things not for money. I think we've fallen into a trap as society where we equate making money in our jobs or entrepreneurship with efficiency, right? Being as quick as we can, as effective as we can, as productive as we can, because that's how we're all programmed in the United States, especially to work faster, bigger, better, right? And AI is doing that. So if you're doing some of these jobs or tasks that make you money more old fashioned, you think you're losing money. Essentially, you're not being as efficient as you can be. But Parker, I want to change and challenge you on that, because yes, in your day job, you got to keep up with the status quo. You got to use AI. Everyone's telling us we have to. Otherwise, you're going to get let go. Totally get that. From an entrepreneurial perspective, we're in a little bit of a different situation where we do have the ability to try to learn new skills, to better ourselves, to better our minds, but also to help us eventually make money. You're learning social media, you're writing a newsletter. I hope and pray one day that you get enough followers that maybe we'll get a brand deal from it. And I think you're not leading with money, but it's not like you're anti-money with you trying to learn. You're trying to learn new skills because they excite you, because there's the potential of impact. There's the potential for money. And so it's not, I think, well, you can't earn money by learning anymore. I think it's find things that you're truly, genuinely interested in as a skill set that you want to develop. And if you happen to make money from that eventually, awesome. And if not, and it's just something that you get to do, cool. That's also fine.
Maybe I needed to reframe what I was trying to say. Is like it's the idea of problem solving and putting myself out there to problem solve on a task or thing that I'm excited by. With AI, to your point, it's taking away a human's ability and need to problem solve, because we can just ask a thing that technically is smarter than all of us and has all the knowledge in the world. Hey, how do I solve this problem? Whereas I think for me, what I found that's very stimulating is finding ways to problem solve on my own and figure it out for myself. And to your point about entrepreneurship, I think that's a world that serves people like us really well, because we have to problem solve in that world. We could ask AI, hey, how do I build this business? How do I post this thing? How do I do? But it never is right. It's never perfect. It needs to be fixed. What happens when AI, you ask it, give me the perfect video to post. You do the exact thing that it tells you and you get no views. You got to look at that and problem solve a bit. And that's where the fun is. That's where the enjoyment is. And I think what we're trying to get to, Elevation Nation, when it comes to what Cal Newport was saying, when it comes to putting yourself out there and stepping away from this digital Dorito black box, is find some problems that you're excited about and you want to go out and solve for yourself. It can be in entrepreneurship. It could be how to cook the best dinner for your partner. It could be how to get a plant to grow from 2 feet to 10 feet, right? Like, what are those little problems that you're going to invest your time in because you want to, and you're going to find joy in that? And those are the more meaningful ones. And I think those are more impactful too.
Well, I have a dumb question. Back in the day, before there was a written word, Parker, people told stories and they passed on lessons and learnings vocally, right? Through verbal communication. Do you think when books came around and reading and knowledge that people looked at that and were like, oh, they're doing it the easy way, or they're rotting their brains because they're not sharing these stories vocally around a campfire, they're reading? And the point I'm getting at is there a world where we're kind of shitting on this quick, short form content creation and consumption and saying that it's rotting your brains? I wonder if there have been any other times through history, maybe the invention of audiobooks or, the ability to listen to a podcast, right? Like, we're almost finding easier and different ways that are not as stressful on your mind to consume content. And we all were fine.
I'm glad you brought this up. I have to find you a picture I came across on Twitter the other day. Sorry, the X Everything app. I know you've corrected me many times. It was a picture of 3 people on a subway platform in New York City the other day. Everyone is staring down at their phone, not wanting to interact with each other. This person made the argument that said that this is not a new phenomenon. If you went back 100 years, you could probably find the same picture of 3 people who are not looking down at a phone, but they're looking down at a newspaper. The world has evolved. The newspaper was the distraction. The phone is the new distraction. And it takes mental fortitude to say, I'm putting the newspaper down, the distraction, the thing that's going to build a comfort zone in front of me so I don't have to go interact with these other people. In human history, the tools have been different. The distractions have maybe changed. But we need to go out and push ourselves to, take that extra step. If it comes to, hey, you want to go interact with more people, put the phone down, put the newspaper down, say, hey, how's your day going? Right? It's simple things like that. It's such an interesting perspective, and maybe a positive one too.
I'm with you. I agree. Elevation Nation, use that big old brain of yours. Go learn something new. Until next week, peace.
Thanks for tuning in to Elevation Nation. If you enjoyed our conversation, hit that subscribe button to get notified when we release a new episode. If you would like to join Elevation Nation or get more information about the nation, please visit our website at www.elevationnation.io. Until next week, Elevation Nation, peace.